What's good, YouTube? This is Anime Demon, and I'm back with another video. Today we got the Demon Slayer manga review, and we'll just get into it right after the intro.
Purchase your tracks today.
Alright, so hopping right into this review of Demon Slayer. So, I'm going to be going over the art style, story, and some of the things I thought they could have done better. So, first off, art style. So, when I first looked at the manga, I thought the art style was garbage, and I'm not sure how they animated it the way they did. But I guess it's more unique instead of garbage. But I don't know. I think the art style is weird, and there's definitely a lot of manga with better art in the same sort of genre as well. So the characters are all pretty average at best. I thought, because I watched the anime like a few months ago and then I read it, I thought that the characters would get some sort of development. That doesn't really happen at all, actually. Zenitsu, they get like, they try and make them look developed, but they're not developed at all. Like, Zenitsu fought like his older student of his sword master, whatever, and they try to make it look like he got some development, but there's no development there. Like, none of these characters really develop into anything other, which, to me, if a character's not going to develop, it needs to be the main character, and then all the other characters around them need to develop because of the main character. But if the other characters aren't developing around him, and he's not developing himself, then I can't call any of these characters good, per se. They're alright characters, they're cool, but it's not nothing. And then looking at the characters as well, that brings me to the villains of the story. None of these villains are interesting at all. These villains are horrible. And I'm not trying to throw knocks against Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer is a solid 8 out of 10 for me. But I don't know. I guess I started with two things that they'll probably be like, oh yeah, you're a hater, blah, blah, blah. Nah. But Demon Slayer, the Demon Slayer has some of the worst villains in shonen. These are undeveloped villains with no real, like, they try and give like little backstories as they're dying or whatever, but there's no real backstories to these. These villains are just mid. I don't even like using that word, but these villains are very mid. Like, there's nothing good to them. They got cool powers and all that, but what else? You know what I mean? And that brings me to the Hashiras, which the story goes really quickly, so we don't get to learn the most about them. But they're alright, I guess. They're not bad. It's just, I feel like they're underdeveloped as well. Which I guess you could see that for a story that was, there's no way the story was supposed to be 205 chapters. Because they skipped out on a lot of, like, the mystery part of it. Like, those curse marks or whatever. Those, curse marks, Sasuke. The little curse marks, like, why are those a thing? I still don't know. But what do they do? Why do these certain characters have them? Those are questions that were never answered in the story. Like, what? Muzan. What is he doing? Why did Tanjiro start off with a curse mark? Is Tanjiro part of the original freaking sun breathers or whatever, sun breathing technique users? Is he, like, what is his father? Like, what did his father do? What was his father a part of? Like, there's so many things that were just unanswered in this, which, that's fine, I guess. It's still a solid story, solid read. But for the, what's the word to say? For the sales it's been getting and the hype it's been getting, like, people are telling me it's part of a new gen big three with Black Clover and My Hero. Black Clover and My Hero are both better than Demon Slayer by a significant amount. And this is not me hating on Demon Slayer, but there's so many things that were just unanswered in this that make it not make sense. You know what I mean? Nezuko. What in her possessed her to be able to stay in the sunlight, conquer the sun as a demon? Come on now. Like, what? Why didn't the potion to turn demons back into humans, why did that not work on Muzan? That's at the very end, and it still wasn't, like, we still don't know. You know what I mean? There's so many things. But I'm going to stop bashing it real quick so we can actually get into the story a little bit. So the story, it went by really fast, as I said before. But it's pretty good, solid. It has there's certain types of shonen. So there's the adventure, long-winded ones like Black Clover, One Piece, My Hero. My Hero is not even as much as like that, but it's still longer. And then there's the Full Metal Alchemist story-based, tight-knit kind of manga plot, Full Metal, and Demon Slayer fits in the Full Metal one, where there's not a real power system or things like that. There's just, they have the powers and they have a certain goal to accomplish. While something like One Piece, they have a power system, they have a goal to accomplish, but it's a goal that it's going to take a long time to achieve. They have a lot of growing to do. So, with this, Demon Slayer fits into the Full Metal zone, which is fine. There's a lot of good ones like those. Full Metal, an example of one. So, the story, I said I give it an 8 out of 10. I probably like a 7.7 to like an 8. Anywhere between those. Because there's so many, not per se plot holes, but plot gaps in Demon Slayer that prevent me from really knowing like what's going on. Like no one could answer to these, like all those questions I was asking earlier. No one can answer those. As I said, unique art style, mid-tier characters. In the final arc, it was just really weird because they just started killing off everyone. Not in every show, every character has to die. There is no reason to leave those two Hashira alive. You know what I mean? There's so many other things you could do besides just kill everybody. Like I don't know. There's so many things I just have questions about and like why it's like this, but I'll let it be. guess in the end, he did achieve his overall goal, which is good for him. Saved his sister. And at the very last one, you see, like, I don't know how long in the future or whatever that would be, but, like, their kids and, like, great-grandkids and stuff like that. But, I don't know. Demon Slayer, it's a fun read. It's not the worst read I've read this year. Probably second worst being Solo Leveling, which I'll review next. But there's a lot of, I don't know how to say it. This thing is like, it's hard to do a review on it because there's so many gaps. It's like you can't really perceive like what's real and what's not. But if you want to know what happens in Demon Slayer, I would say watch the anime and watch the movies versus read the manga as they come out. Because the real reason that the Demon Slayer is getting all its sales is because Ufotable animated it and it looks really good. Which, that's no knock against Demon Slayer. Get your money, get your stuff, but it's just not at the level of almost any other shonen out right now. But with that being said, I think I'm about done with this review. Like I said, not trying to knock Demon Slayer. I think it's like a 7.7 to an 8 out of 10, but there's a lot of things that are wrong with it. And I wouldn't say wrong, there's just gaps, like the gaps in information. And then, is it worth the sales it's getting? The quality doesn't match up to what the sales say, but the sales are the sales. Like, those are the true facts. So, I can't say anything about that. But I would recommend watching the anime over reading the manga. But if you want to read the manga, anime stops at chapter 62. So start chapter 63 and go forth and conquer. But with that being said, that's about all I have for this video. That's about it. I got a manga haul coming. My final package is coming in tomorrow. Well, for Virginia at least, while I'm here. Final package while I'm here. Then I'm gonna go back to Hawaii, and my stuff finally got there, so unbox those. Manga haul for again. I got some good stuff for coming for y'all soon. But with that being said, this is the Anime Demon. I'm out. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.